Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today is Vlogmas day 10 and it's gonna be a little different. So the vlog for today was a pre-recorded vlog of a story time that I have told. The only reason why it is pre-recorded and not uploaded is because I was very insecure about uploading the video at the time. So now that I feel more comfortable talking about it, I'm going to upload it. Disclaimer, it can be triggering for some. So if you are easily triggered, please click out of the video. But without further ado, we're going to get into the Vlogmas and I will see you guys later. Love you. Bye. Okay, disclaimer. This video is going to be about suicide attempts and hospital stays. Again, like I mentioned in the last clip, if you are easily triggered, please click out the video. This video is not for you. I'm going to be explaining my story and what I went through and how I overcame and what I had to go through to get to where I was at the time. Again, if you are easily triggered, please click out this video. Without further ado, we're going to get into the video and I'll talk to you guys in a little. Okay guys, so I'm back. So my first attempt was in 7th or 8th grade. And what happened was I cut my wrist. I believe it was my left wrist. I cut it with a razor and I hid it from everybody. And anybody who did see it, I would say that I cut my arm on a fence because where we lived, there was a fence that me and my brother and my friends would climb to get to the park in front of our house. And so I would tell everybody, like, I was trying to climb the fence to get to the park and my arm slipped and I cut it on there. And the way it was cut, it was believable because the way I had cut, it really looked like, yeah, I cut my arm on the fence. So everybody was like, oh, okay. And they just didn't think anything about it. And so I just hid it really well from everybody. From my parents, from my friends, from my teachers, the church I was attending, anything. I hid it from everybody. I didn't want anybody to really know what I was doing because I didn't want them to think bad about me. I didn't want them to really say anything to me about it. So I just kind of, kept it to myself and didn't really say nothing much about it. But deep down inside, I was like really upset about it because I was like, okay, everyone is believing that I hurt climbing a fence or whatever, but they're not really looking inside of me to realize that I'm hurting. But then again, I didn't want them to know, so I was just like, okay, it's whatever. So it was kind of a win-win situation. It was kind of like, yeah, they don't know, but yeah, I want them to know. But it was like, but if they find out, what's going to happen? So it was kind of like, it's whatever. So, my camera always falls when I'm talking about something. Like, I don't understand. But anyways, on a serious note, but yeah, that was my first attempt at suicide, and I think I was between the ages of 12 and 14 around that time. I'm not sure. But, yeah, like I said, I hid it from everybody. And I hid it really well. And as the cuts would heal, I would just look back at it like, wow, I really did this and no one really knew. No one knows what I'm going through. No one, like, I would look at it, like, even before it started healing, when they were still fresh, I was, me and this camera is going to fight. Like I said, even when excuse me, even when it was healing and when I was freshly done, I would look back at it like, wow, this is really what I deal with. This is really me. This is what I really deal with, and no one knows what I'm dealing with. And I would just look at it and be like, wow, like I did this. And even now, when I look back at it, because I still kind of have the scars, but they're not as visible as they were. And yes, they're visible to me because I know that they were there. And so when I look back at them, I honestly begin to cry because I realize how far I've come. Yes, like I said in my previous videos, mental health is a hard thing to deal with. So, as a child, not understanding what mental health was, it was hard for me to really grasp and understand what I was doing. But as I got older and I realized what I was doing, I just look back and just like, wow, this really happened. This is really what I was dealing with all these years, and no one really knew and no one really understood until it just got out of hand. And so, yeah, like I said, I hid that for a very long time. I didn't really tell anyone about it until if you hear sneezing in the background, that's my aunt. Her room's across from me. But yeah. Anyways, I didn't really tell anyone about it until I was like 16, I believe. I think I was around the age of 16 when I finally told someone about it. And I got help for it, and I stopped it for a while. And I was clean from cutting for for 4 years. I was clean from cutting for like 4 years, and then things started getting things started getting worse for me, and my mental health started getting worse. And around this time, I wasn't really aware that I had mental health issues. It was just, I knew I was always sad. I knew I always felt worthless and different things like that. So I just knew I always felt that way, but I never understood that it was mental health. I just always thought like, hey, it's a feeling. It's just how I feel. I'll get over it. And yes, you'll get over it, but it's harder when you have mental illness because it takes your brain chemistry longer for things to process in your brain and to develop in your brain for you to understand like, hey, yes, this is just a feeling. It's not a reality. And it takes you a while to understand that. And that's what I had to learn growing up and dealing with it. It took me a while to understand that. And still to this day, sometimes it takes me a while to understand why I feel the way I feel sometimes and why things happen and why I react to certain things a certain way. But I have to always remember that I will get over it. I just have to keep myself in a positive place for me to get over it and not allow myself to get into that dark place. Yeah. So that's what I tend to do now. Um, Another situation that occurred was in June of 2018. I cut myself again for the first time in years. Because, like I said, I was clean from cutting for like 4 years. From the very first time I cut. Like I said, I was like six, seven. That was like between the sixth and the eighth grade. So I didn't cut myself for a very long time. So 2018 came around, and I was just so overwhelmed with different stuff. With the passing of several friends, struggling with school, so much other stuff was going on at that time, and like my brain was so overwhelmed, and I was just overwhelmed with feelings and thoughts and different things, and it was just so much that I was holding in, and I didn't know how to express. I didn't know how to even begin to tell anyone how I felt, what I was feeling, or anything like that. So it was just kind of like, it got to the point to where I kind of just like spiraled out of control. Like, I didn't know how to control my feelings. I didn't know how to stop my brain from thinking what I was like, thinking the thoughts I was thinking. Like, it was just really bad, and it was really hard for me to really snap out of the place I was in. Like, I was in a really, really dark place, and I could not snap out of it. No matter what I did, no matter what I tried, no matter what coping skill I tried, no matter what I did, no matter how many times I danced, no matter how many times people spoken to me, prayed over me, stayed connected to me, I could not snap out of it. It was really hard for me to do that. And no matter how hard I prayed, and no matter how hard my family prayed, my friends prayed, my mentors, anybody who was close to me, no matter how hard they prayed for me about it, it was still hard for me. Yeah, it was like a combination of stress and so much other stuff was going on. I couldn't break it. I couldn't snap out of it. And it was like I didn't understand. No one understood. So it just kind of was like, my brain was really like seriously going 1,000 miles per hour, and I could not slow it down. It was like the harder I tried to slow my brain down, the faster my brain would go, and it would just not. It was just going round and round, and it just would not stop. And it was very hard. It was very crazy, and I did a lot of things around that time that really hurt a lot of other people, but it was because of what I was feeling. I felt like if everyone could feel the pain I was in, then they would understand how I felt. So I just, but it was like no one was understanding me. No one was understanding how I felt. And I just felt alone. I felt like I had no one to talk to. I felt like I had no one to turn to. I felt like I had no one to depend on. I felt like it was just me. I felt like I was trapped in some dark hole by myself and couldn't get out. So I was just like, I'm the only one that knows what's really going on in my brain, and no one understands me. So I just kind of isolated myself from everyone and everything, and that was hard for me. It was hard for people to see me in that state. And so yeah, long story short, I end up voluntarily going to a hospital for hours, just so that I can get the help I felt like I would get the help that I needed if I went. Like, deep down inside, I didn't want to, but I knew if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to get the help that I needed. And so I went. I voluntarily went, and so the people I was with at the time, they took me there. They got me all checked in, and they got everything situated, and they got me in a room, and I had to put on this blue outfit, like this paper thin outfit, and they got me into this room, and it was nothing but a camera, a bed, and a TV screen, and a whole bunch of different monitors and stuff like that. It looked like a normal hospital room or doctor's office room, but it was different. The way it was set up was different. So we got in there. They got me in the bed. They put me on they put the blood pressure thing on my finger. They got me hooked up to the machines and all that stuff, and they had me in the bed. They took all my stuff away, took my phone away, they took everything away from me. And the only thing they allowed me to have was the remote. But there had to be someone in the room with me when I had the remote. So like I said, there was a camera in the corner, and there was always a lady nurse sitting outside my door, and they fed me, and they were just there. And so I just sat there and I watched cartoons. Like, I was sitting there just watching, like, if I remember, I think I watched like SpongeBob and different cartoons like that the whole time I was there. The 3 nurses that I had, they were really nice. The one lady, she sat outside my door, and she just talked to me, and she just let me know that I was going to be okay, and that they were going to help me. Anything I needed, they was going to help me. And she was just really, really nice and really friendly. I mean, they all were, but this one particular lady, she was just super nice. And she just, the whole time she sat outside my door, she would talk to me and ask me questions and just try to get to know me and try to get to understand me as a person. And she looked past why I was there, and she just tried to learn who I was as a person. And that made me feel really good, because she saw more in me than why I was there. And so that made me feel really good about myself, because I'm like, okay, if one person can see the good in me, then maybe I can see the good in me as well. And so we just talked for a little bit, and then once her shift was over, another lady came, and she sat there with me for a little bit. And this particular lady, she wasn't as nice as the first nurse that was there. This lady, she really didn't say much to me. She just sat there and kind of just stared at me and didn't really say much to me. She said hello when she first got there, but that was about it. She didn't really say anything to me. She just kind of sat there. And it was kind of weird, because I'm just like, there's just this random person staring at me. I'm like, I don't know you or don't know me. And she was just there. I'm like, yes, she had to be, because it's her job. But it was like she didn't say anything to me. She just kind of let me sit there. But she only was there for like 20 minutes until the other nurse came. So when the last nurse came in there, she sat at the door. She talked to me. She got me some snacks and whatnot. So I had some applesauce. I had a yogurt. I had a peanut butter Uncrustable sandwich. Peanut butter jelly Uncrustable sandwich. Some chips, a cookie, and something else, like just some like little snacks. And I had a juice and something else she gave me. And I ate that while I was watching cartoons, and we talked, and she asked me different questions about my faith and what I believed in, my hobbies, and what I like to do, what my family was like, how I what I like to do, what I do in school, how is school going, and things like that. She asked me stuff like that, and she asked me how I like, if I like different things, like different things, like different foods and different animals and different stuff like that. And like we just talked for a little bit, and it was like really, it was really nice. And I just kind of, it was at the time, I just needed that one person just to talk to me and not question me about why I was feeling the way I did, but just be there to talk to me and to be happy, make me smile, just be that caring person, just one willing to listen and just, willing to get to know me and really get to understand me and how I think and everything like that. And so she was really nice. Like, if I could go back to that, if I can go back to that hospital and just give her a hug, I would. Like, she was so nice to me. Like, she just made me feel so happy and so loved that night. And it was just, I felt so good. And I just felt like I can do this and I can make it. And once I leave here, I'll be able to understand myself better. I'll be able to know myself better. And she was just I can't express it enough. She was just super nice to me. And there was this one nurse who came in there, and she was like checking my vitals and different stuff like that, and taking notes on me and just like writing down what I was doing, my activities and things like that, and how I was communicating and everything like that. She was just like basically writing down like, yeah, she's being cooperative, like making sure I was being cooperative and like my vitals, stuff like that. And she was really funny. Like, she would say like different jokes and stuff to make me laugh and stuff like that. And like, they were like little corny jokes, but they were funny to me because I was in a bad space. So any type of joke made me laugh. And it was just, the people at the hospital, they were so nice and so friendly and so caring. Even like from the security guards to the custodial people to the front desk people, they were super nice. And it was just like, it was a great feeling, because when you are in a place like that, you need people around you like that are nice and caring and willing to be there for you and willing to help you. You don't want to be around people who are negative and mean, because it won't do anything but make how you feel worse. And so with them all being super nice to me, it made me feel really good. And granted, I was only there for a few hours. That few hours felt like, it felt like a long time to me, because I was around strangers. I didn't know anyone. I was in a different place. I didn't know anyone there. I was by myself. So it was hard. But at the end of the day, I felt better. I wasn't 100%, but I felt better. And I didn't feel like I needed to cut myself anymore. I didn't feel like I needed to kill myself anymore, try to kill myself anymore. I didn't feel like I wanted to die anymore. I didn't feel like I wanted to end everything. I didn't feel the way I felt when I first walked in those doors. From the time I walked into those doors to the time I walked out those doors, I felt like a whole different person. Yes, I was still hurting inside. Yes, I was still Yes, I would still have moments. Yes, I would still cry. Yes, I would still have sad moments. Yes, I would still be upset. But I didn't feel the same way I did when I first walked in. Like I said, deep down inside, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to go. But I knew if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to get that help that I needed. And yes, the people at the hospital they didn't do as much as they could have and as they would have if I was a resident of that state. But just a little bit of time they had me, they did a lot. Like that saying said, a little goes a long way. That's really a true statement to me. It hits for me because yes, I was only in that place for a little bit of time, but that little bit of time was a lot for me and it helped me a lot. And as I look back at that moment and in that year, I realized that if I would have ended everything, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be able to be making these videos for you guys. I wouldn't be able to be in the place I am now. I wouldn't be able to be the person I am now. Like I said, I still deal with it. I still have moments. I still have mental breaks. I still have different things like that. But it's not as bad as it used to be. I was a lot worse than what I am now. I just thinking about how I was before makes me want to cry because I've come a long way and my family could vouch for that because just seeing myself in that place, just seeing myself deal with that and those scars, they don't go away. So just looking at the scars, it just reminds me of who I used to be. And it reminds me of where I could have been, but I'm not there. And it just reminds me that God is with me and God is there and He's protecting me. And He didn't let me die that day or that night or that moment because it wasn't my time to. One wrong cut could have took me out of here. But I tell everyone who asks, God stopped me from making that last cut. Because I cut, I want to say like between 7 to 10 times on one arm. And I stopped after the last cut. After the like 7th or 8th cut, I stopped. And I didn't know why. But as I look back and I think about it, that was God. He was stopping me. Because He knew if I would have cut one more time, I could have cut the wrong thing. I could have made the wrong cut, and that wrong cut could have took me out of here. And I have so much to live for. I have so many people that look up to me, and so many things that I need to do, and so many things that I need to get done. And if I would have made that last cut, like I said, I could have cut something wrong. I could have hit a major part of my arm, and I could have either lost my arm or lost my life. And I just thank God for Him covering me and protecting me and stopping me. Like, as funny as it may sound, but I strongly believe it was God who stopped me that night from cutting myself anymore. Either time, the very first time or the last time, either way, I strongly believe and I strongly feel that it was Him stopping me from doing it. Because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for those praying for me, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for me volunteering myself to go to the hospital that night, I wouldn't be here. And I just thank God for all of it. And yeah. And honestly, I thank you all too. I thank you all as well, because with you all watching my videos and you all commenting and liking and everything like that, you all being there to support me, you all just supporting me and everything that I do means so much to me. It means so much to me. Like, I can't express that enough. And it makes me realize that the more I grow, the more I open up, and the more I tell my stories, and the more I do what I do, then the more I heal. And the more I help other people, because lately I have been getting a lot of DMs from people who deal with the same things I deal with, and it tells it like, and they tell me that they help them, and I encourage them, I inspire them. I even got messages, and people even pull me aside and tell me like, hey, you helped me. People older than me has told me this. People younger than me has told me this. And just hearing that makes me so happy, because I know that it's hard, and it's hard for me. So knowing that someone else is going through it and I'm helping them makes me want to keep going, makes me keep pushing. And like I said before, not every day is the same. Every day is a different day. I have my ups and down days. So I just keep pushing. I push through it and I just get through it. And I'm just glad to be here, and I'm just glad for my life. I'm just glad that I'm able to tell my story and grow and learn from it and help others grow and heal and everything like that. But yeah, that's a little bit about my mental health journey. I know I've said a lot about it in my previous, like a lot of my other videos. I've mentioned things about it, but I never got that deep into detail about it. But yeah, that's just a little bit about my mental health story and the things that I've gone through, things that I went through, and things like that. But I just want to encourage anybody who's going through it to keep pushing and to get the help that you need. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it is hard, and I honestly, I totally understand. But getting that help you need is the best thing you can ever do. And I like saying it now. It's funny to me, because back then, looking at myself in the hospital, I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I here? This is not going to help me. But as I look back on it, that was the best thing that I could have ever done, is to volunteer myself to go and tell the people that I was with at the time that I wanted to go. And I tell you, that was the best thing I could have ever done, because it has helped me so much. And if I can go back to that day and to thank those people, every last one of those people who was involved, I would. Because they really, really showed me that they wanted me to get the help. I may not have felt it at the moment, but I really want to thank those people that were at the hospital, because from the moment I walked into the hospital to the moment I walked out, they let me know that they're only here to help and not to hurt me. So if I can go back to that day to thank every single last person in the hospital, I would. And yeah, so I just want to let y'all know that it will be okay. And it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to get help. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let it out. It's okay to talk to someone. If you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. I'm always willing to talk to someone, to be there to listen, to be that listening ear. I'm willing to do it because it helped me, and it helps me still to this day. So I just want to encourage you all to keep going. If you need the help, get the help. And if you, like I said, if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. Find someone, a close friend, a family member, a teacher, a mentor, a pastor, an aunt, an uncle, a sister, a cousin, someone. Just find that someone that you can talk to and talk to them. And sometimes when I can't find a person to talk to, I write it down. And if writing doesn't help, I dance. Just find something or someone to help you get it out, get your feelings out, and express your feelings. And sometimes if I can't do that, I just cry. I cry it out. I cry about it. I get over it. And like I said in the beginning, it's hard, but afterwards I feel better. And before I found that one person to really talk to about it, I would talk to my teddy bear. I would talk to my pillow. I'll look at myself in the mirror and talk to myself. And as you can see, I have a big poster of myself right there. I'll talk to that. And yes, it may seem crazy, but it helped. Just find that something or someone to help you, because it will help you in the long run, and you will feel so much better afterwards. So I love you all so much, and I hope that if you're dealing with this, if you dealt with it, if you know anyone who's dealing with it, that they find the help they need and they get the help that they need. Because mental health is no joke. Mental health is hard. Mental health is the most hidden and unspoken about illness in the world, especially in the Black community. So we have to stick together and be there for one another and be the help and get the help that we need, and even help others. So like I said, it's okay. You're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. I'm going to get through it. We just got to keep pushing and keep the faith. Because I know one day we're going to look back and we're going to be able to tell our stories to other people about how we overcame what we're going through now. So guys, I thank you so much for watching my video. I know this vlog wasn't like all the other vlogs. It wasn't as interesting as the other vlogs may have been, but I just wanted to get that out there and help someone who's going through it and remind them that you're not alone. We're in this together. And so with that being said, I love you all so much, and I thank you all so much for watching my videos. Thank you for the support. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. turn that post notification bell on so you can get alerts when I post another video. And always remember that I love you, but God loves you more. And the only way from here is up. So you guys have a blessed day. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next vlog. I'm not sure what tomorrow's going to be like or what it's going to contain or what it's even going to be about. But I know that I'll be back tomorrow to talk to you guys. So you guys get you some sleep. If you're still up, I don't know why you're still up. I don't even know why I'm still up. But like I said earlier, I love you all so much. And I thank you for the support. And yeah, love you all. Bye.